Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing my quick and simple recipe for this strip chicken fried rice. Now this fried rice is utilizing all of the veggies, seasonings, and meats that I have left in the fridge. These are leftovers from things that we've used throughout the week, and I just want to get rid of them and use them before they go bad or go to waste. So I'm going to be using some rotisserie chicken that's been left over, some veggies that I had laying in the bottom of the fridge, and I'm also going to just add in some eggs to make it more of a complete meal. So what I'm going to start off with is by cooking the rice, because we need the rice to cool down before you can actually make the fried rice. So in a little colander here or a strainer, I'm going to go ahead and add in my rice. Today I'm using parboiled basmati rice because I like how fluffy it makes the fried rice. But if you don't have this, you can use regular basmati or you can use jasmine rice. So I put it into my little colander here and I'm rinsing it until the water runs clear. So once you've washed your rice, you want to get a pot filled with water and you want to bring it up to a boil. Once it comes up to the boil, you're going to go in with a little bit of sesame oil as well as some regular vegetable or canola oil. That will help the rice from not sticking. And I'm also going to go in with some spices. I have a bay leaf, some cinnamon sticks, as well as some Guyanese dried thyme. If you don't have the Guyanese dried thyme, you can use regular dried thyme or fresh thyme. Now, the cinnamon stick and all of these other seasonings, it's just to flavor the rice and make it more aromatic. If you don't want to put them in, you do not have to. So once you put those ingredients into the water, you're going to go in with your washed rice and you're going to make sure to stir it around so it doesn't stick and clump together. And you're going to cook it about 3/4 of the way. Basically, we're making some al dente rice that is not fully cooked because it'll finish cooking when we make the fried rice. So my rice is done cooking at this point. As you guys can see, it looks nice and fluffy and it is not overcooked at all. When I go ahead and I mush it in between my fingers, it still has a little bit of a grain on the inside. If you do not feel any more grains in the rice, that means you've overcooked it and it is too mushy. So make sure you are very, very careful when doing that. Just go ahead and feel it and make sure it has a little bit of give to it, but it also mushes away pretty easily. So I'm just going to show you guys a little bit of a close-up as I mash it in between my fingers, so this way you guys can get the perfect rice. As you guys can see when I'm mashing it, it is able to mash through, but it still has a little bit of a grain. So at this point, once your rice is done and it is al dente, you're going to go ahead and drain it. Now, after you're done draining the rice, you're going to want to go ahead and remove the bay leaf, remove the cinnamon sticks, so this way you're not chomping down on those as you're enjoying your fried rice later on. And once you remove the whole spices, you're going to go ahead and lay your rice onto a baking sheet or a flat tray, so this way it can cool down really well and dry out. So now that my rice is done cooking, I'm going to start preparing all of the fresh seasonings and veggies that I have for my fried rice. So I'm going to start off with a white onion. If you don't have a white onion, you can use a yellow onion or a red onion, whatever you've got on hand, and you're going to chop it up into fine pieces. Now I'm chopping mine up into very small chunks, but if you want to slice it, feel free to do so as well. And at this point, I have a few carrots that I'm just julienning and then chopping up into small chunks as well. Basically, you want to make all of the veggies the same size and the same shape, so this way they cook at the same rate and they all cook evenly. And I also have some red cabbage. And guys, if you do not have any of these fresh seasonings or veggies, you do not have to put them in. You can put in whatever veggies you have sitting in your fridge or in your pantries, because we're just trying to use up what we have at home. And I am also chopping up some regular green cabbage. I like the contrast of the green cabbage as well as the purple cabbage, but by all means, if you only have one, you can go ahead and omit one or the other. So once you've chopped up all of your fresh veggies, it's time to put these seasonings together and pound them, so this way you can perfume the rice and give it an even better flavor. So in my mortar and pestle, I'm going in with some garlic, some thick leaf thyme. If you don't have that, you can use regular American style thyme. I'm going in with some ginger, some pimiento peppers, as well as a piece of a hot pepper. Now, if you don't have all of these ingredients, that is fine. Just work with what you have and whatever fresh seasonings you have, and it will still taste perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pound these out until I get a nice fine paste. And once you're done preparing all of your fresh seasonings and fresh veggies, it is time to go ahead and work on the eggs for the fried rice. So in my bowl, I've added in 2 eggs and I'm going in with about 1 tablespoon or 2 of water. The water helps keep the eggs moist and it also allows it to not stick up too much when it goes into the pan. And on top of those eggs, I'm also going to go in with a little bit of black pepper as well as a little bit of salt. Now this is just a taste. Remember, we can always add more later as we're cooking the fried rice. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to whip these up really well until everything's nice and combined. and then we can start the cooking process. So just from all of the steps that I took to prepare all of the seasonings, chop my veggies, and make the rice and everything like that, you may think that fried rice is really hard to make. The real secret is just to make sure you have all of your prep work done, and once your prep work is done, the fried rice takes only minutes to finish cooking in the pot. So the longest part again and the hardest part is just preparing all of your stuff, and then when you put it in the pot, everything will go very smooth and very simple. I have my rice that I boiled, my rotisserie chicken that I've stripped, my fresh seasonings, my eggs, as well as my onions, 2 kinds of cabbage, and my carrots. So I've heated up my wok on a pretty high heat, and once it is nice and hot, you're going to go in with a good amount of oil, and then you are going to pour in your beaten eggs. Remember those eggs we seasoned with some salt and pepper, and we also added in a little bit of water to help it not stick too much as it hits the pot. So I'm going to go ahead and mix this up until they scramble really well. And once your eggs have scrambled really well and they're done cooking, you can transfer them into a bowl and set them aside. Now, if you want your eggs much browner and darker than mine, feel free to do so. I don't like to make them too dark because I find that when I do so, it has a very eggy and a rank smell to it, and I do not like that at all. Once you've taken those eggs out of the wok, you're going to go in with a little bit more oil so this way nothing sticks, and then you're going to go in with your fresh seasoning that you pounded. Remember, that was my garlic, my ginger, my pimiento pepper, hot pepper, as well as my thick leaf thyme. Again, if you have any other fresh seasonings or herbs that you like to add into your fried rice, you can put it in at this stage as well. Basically, we're going to fry it up or saute it in that oil for maybe 30 seconds to a minute until everything becomes aromatic and fragrant. Now, after about a minute, you're going to notice that it starts to get very fragrant and it starts to stick just a little bit at the bottom, which is totally fine. You're going to go in with all of your shredded chicken. Remember, this is my rotisserie chicken that I had left over. You can do this with any type of chicken or meat that you have left over. You can use it with grilled meats. You can do it with baked meats that you made. You can even do it with some fried chicken that you may have. Anything works. And once you've added in your chicken, you're also going to go in with your chopped onions and your chopped carrots. Now, it is very important that you put in the chopped carrots at this stage because remember, carrots are very hard and they take a good while to cook. So add them in at this stage so this way they have time to steam and cook out properly. And only after about a minute or two, you're going to see that the onions and carrots have cooked down a little bit, being that we chopped them so small. Remember, you don't want to overcook them or else they'll be mushy. You still want them to have a little bit of a crunch. And just now I went in with a little bit of garlic and chili paste. That's what I like to use, but if you wanted to just add in some additional hot pepper or red chili flakes, you can do that as well. And once you've mixed in your garlic and chili paste, you're also going to go in with a little bit of sweet soy sauce. That's going to add a really nice sweet as well as a salty flavor. And I'm also going to go in with some Chinese 5-spice seasoning. I love using this seasoning whenever I make my chow mein or fried rice dishes because it truly brings out all of the flavors and adds an authentic taste to the dish. And once you've added in the sweet soy sauce and the 5-spice seasoning, you're going to go in with your chopped cabbage. Again, like I had mentioned before, if you like your cabbage sliced in your fried rice, feel free to slice it and do it however you want to. So I've been sauteing that cabbage and the rest of the ingredients for just about a minute or two, and at that point you're going to go in with all of your rice. As you guys can see, once I'm pouring this rice in, it is nice and dry, it is nice and cooled down, and it is not sticking together or sticky at all. You want the rice to be nice and loose just like this, or else your fried rice will not come out as amazing as mine did. So I'm also going to go in with a little bit of regular soy sauce. I'm using low sodium soy sauce because I like to control the salt content, but if you only have the regular version, just use a little bit less. I'm also going to finish it with some sesame oil, and I am also going to go in with some hoisin sauce. If you don't have hoisin sauce, you can also put in some sweet soy sauce or plum sauce or oyster sauce or anything of that sort. You just want something that's nice and brown and sticky to really give it a flavor. And once you've added in those sauces, you're also going to go in with your fried up eggs, and then now you're just going to toss everything up, and after you toss it up, it is essentially done. Now, as you're mixing up the fried rice with all of the seasonings and sauces that you added in, make sure that it tastes how you want it to taste. If you need to adjust anything, go ahead and do so and make it taste as per your preferences. So just to finish off my fried rice, since it is all done, I chopped up some scallions. I'm just sprinkling that over the top to give it a nice crunch and a nice flavor. And at this point, my fried rice is ready to serve and I cannot wait to eat it. So I'm just serving myself a large portion of this strip chicken fried rice. Remember, this is no traditional recipe by any means. This is just something that I put together with the ingredients that I had sitting in my fridge with some leftovers and some of the seasonings that I really like. The point of the game here is that this is a delicious dish. It is hearty, it is flavorful, and it is just something that you can put together so fast during the week or even as a weekend dish. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video today. If you enjoyed, make sure to go ahead and give this video a nice big thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you are not subscribed yet, and of course leave all of your wonderful comments down below. and let me know what you guys would like to see next. I'll see you guys again very soon.